everybody. Welcome to DWS episode 4. Why my two hands up? Y'all, I can't count. Episode 4, season 2. We back again. The subject today is having nothing versus having everything. Y'all know what this means? Having something versus having nothing. Okay, we sit here and we complain about what we don't have and what Jane have next door. And what are you doing about it? Right now, I'm reading Who Moved My Cheese, y'all. Who Moved My Cheese? Y'all need to check it out because it's about two rats and four little people, excuse me. And basically, it's like they're trying to find the cheese, right? The two rats end up finding cheese, and then the two little people, they end up finding cheese. But at the end of the day, one of the little people, well, at first, both of the little people, this is just the gist of everything. Both of the little people, they got complacent, right? And this happened in our life all the time. We get complacent and we don't know where to go. And next thing you know, there's no cheese. There's no cheese. So they're panicking, like, oh my gosh, who took the cheese? Maybe they hid it in the wall. Maybe they hid it here. Maybe they hid it there. Instead of just moving forward, how do you just move forward in life? And one of the friends, one of the little people was like, look, dude, hey, we need to go find some more cheese because we hungry. We ain't got no strength. We mentally going crazy. What is going on? Other dude was like, man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm staying right here. So you have those friends that don't want to go forward. And sometimes you have to pass them. Okay. You have to pass them along because if they get complacent and they stuck in that space, granted, after you have talked to them and was like, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what I think, you should do going forward. And if people don't listen and they don't want to take your advice, leave them where they at. Okay. Why are we stuck and not moving forward? Why don't we move forward? I wanted to know that and bring this to y'all attention because oftentimes we get stuck on the simplest things. Like, for instance, this morning, I went to work out yesterday. My back has been killing me. I am aching, right? And I'm thinking maybe I'm just sore, which I hurt my back. And while I was at Bragg, I hurt my back doing deadlifts. So my back, literally, I have a slip disc. The long story short, I never fully recovered. That's something that it has to recover on its own. You have to do certain exercises. You have to get certain treatments, stuff like that. I've been still working out, doing what I have to do. It don't stop me. It don't stop no show, right? I don't let my back stop no show. But this morning, I was just so tired. My back is aching. I'm just over it. But I told myself, what are you doing? So I canceled my workout this morning at 5:25. Granted, I paid for it, so they're gonna charge me a late fee. Right. So I'm like, how can you get that money back this morning? You can't go to that gym because you done canceled your appointment to work out. So what you gonna do? You just gonna lay in this bed or you gonna get up? So I had the decisions to make. Like, obviously I'm thinking, oh, I'm so tired. I just want to sleep. What are you doing about it? You know what I got? I said, let me hurry up and get dressed because once you get dressed, you already halfway there. So I got dressed and I went to the gym and I worked out. And now I was like, oh, shoot, this morning I have to, record my podcast before I go to work. And so I said, let me come on here and let me talk to the people real quick and spit some knowledge because you get complacent in the simplest things. You have to make your mind think forward. Think, what am I doing? Am I wasting my time or am I doing something to better myself? Every day I see value in my day. I learn something new. I do something different. I don't do the same old thing. Granted, yes, I go to the gym, then I walk my dog, blah, 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 blah. That's simple stuff, but I try to incorporate new things in my day, whether it's at work or like we started doing planks, during lunch before you eat. It's like stuff like that to make it fun. Like, oh, now I want to do a plank. Now I want to, before I get my lunch, I got to do this. right? Make your day fun for you. And if you are at that complacent state, write down things that you want to get better. Write down something that will make you want to accomplish your goals. I realized that I complain, hey, I want my book in Barnes and Nobles. I want my book in Barnes and Nobles, but I haven't been writing. This past weekend was the only time I actually sat down and wrote in a long time, y'all. Long time. So I was like, what am I doing about it? If I want my book in Barnes and Nobles, I need to do some work, right? I need to get this book done. The book not gonna write itself because I write my own stuff. I don't have no ghostwriter. I don't have no, body just writing my stuff. I do everything myself. I do the cover. I do everything. I had a friend do my first cover, and I took some pictures with this girl that I know in El Paso. So y'all, ask yourself right now, let's take a moment. Ask yourself, what am I doing about it? Do I really need those things I've been saying I need, right? Or how do you move forward? How? How do you move forward? Ask yourself that today. And maybe you don't have an answer now, but you will have an answer by the end of the day, trust me, or tomorrow or this week. Because a lot of people don't know. We don't think about this, but we complain. We complain that we don't have enough money. What are you doing about it? What are you really doing about it? Are you sitting at home just making your money? Are you working for your money? Or is your money working for you? Really think about it. The next thing I wanted to talk about, y'all, I haven't updated y'all on my sobriety. I think I did in fixing my relationship. I think I gave y'all like a snippet. So, man, I went out with my homegirl, Kira, over the weekend. And y'all, at this restaurant, it's called 8595 in Augusta, Georgia. I forgot to get the bartender name because I feel like if y'all want to go there, y'all should ask for the bartender and she should make you a drink. Well, she made the best mocktail. Usually when I order a mocktail, they be like, I don't know, like, what you talking about? Man, give me some, some lemonade with a little Sprite in it or something. I don't know. Put a little flour in it and make it look fancy. That's a mocktail, right? Nothing with alcohol in it. So I was just so happy about that. One thing I can say is that I am so grateful for my friends because I was actually looking at the wine menu and I was thinking maybe I should get a wine or a beer. And I was really like contemplating on it. And she was like, no. She was like, no, you can't drink that. And I was just like, technically I can because I haven't decided whether I wanted to just be sober or like just drink wine and beer every now and then. It's okay to have like a little bit. Even Jesus had wine. Okay. He turned water into wine. We can't drink it to get drunk, but we can take a little sip of it. So I haven't decided what I wanted to do, but my homegirl, Kira, thank you, Kira, if you're listening to this, she held me accountable for my actions, and I did not order. I ordered a mocktail, and like I said before in my podcast, you need a support system. If you want to do something, you need people surrounded around you that will support what you are doing. Oftentimes, like I have friends with businesses. I will post a business on my Instagram. I will make sure that people know, hey, this is what's out there. Because if you don't, you may know more people than they know. So like you're making their business better. And you may have to ask people like, hey, can you support me through this process? Can you support me? Like sorry, y'all, that was so rude. If y'all looking at me on camera, I just scratched my nose a little bit, but I'm human, right? I am human. That's why my business is called Am I Human Enough? Okay, because the world will judge you on the simplest things, I tell you. Anywho, yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know, like, having a support system is absolutely, absolutely amazing. And I just love my support system, my friends that support me through everything I'm doing. I am so grateful for you guys. Next, we will go into our social media segment. Hey, 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 hey. social media segment. Y'all finally get to see me do that on video, what I'm doing. Anywho, for social media, I haven't really been like watching, TV like that for real, for real. I'm into reading. Like sometimes I try to watch, shows over the weekend, and I'm just like, oh, I want to pick up this book and finish reading it. Like I just want to read now, and my mental is in a different space. But let's talk about this. Honey, let's talk about Blueface and Krishan on Zeus Network, honey. I feel like the show is good and transparent. I mean, you get to see how they are, with each other and not how people perceive them. Granted, majority of the stuff that people are saying on social media that their relationship is toxic, blah, blah, blah. But to them, it's not toxic because they level each other out. Like, not all the time are they arguing or they trying to tell people, hey, don't start with me type thing. And you can see that in the last episode. The episode prior to that, when they got into a fight, it was kind of boring. I ain't gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Like, it was kind of boring, but to see them be that open and transparent, it don't seem scripted. Granted, some social media is not social media. Some reality shows is scripted, like, Housewives of Potomac, right? Some stuff that happen, they know it's going to happen. Not like, they don't know what particularly, they know what kind of scene it's going to be. Like, hey, you're going to be at the table. All the ladies going to be here. We're going to bring, for instance, Sharice to the trip. And Karen and Sharice don't get along. So they know it's about to pop off, right? That's using strategy to make content. And that goes into my aunties of Potomac, they've been acting up, honey. But I am so grateful that Candace and Ashley solved their problems because they really didn't have no real beef. Like, they was just doing petty stuff. I just didn't understand they beef. And the same with Karen and Sharice. I get what Karen is coming from. Like, hey, you was in I guess the wrong place of time when she was going through, the death of her family. But if your friend, somebody that you really ain't talking to, drove 4 hours to your parent funeral, your mother's funeral, like, that's a friend. And I'm with Giselle on this. I usually, like, Auntie Giselle be a little messy, but she was right on this one, her and Robin, because I think Karen should sit back and look at that because none of them heifers at the table who she's so-called close to, Candace, Wendy, none of them, Ashley, none of them came to support Karen, but Sharice did. Okay, and Sharice said when she first started this show, she didn't even know who Karen was. So for her to do that, I would think, Auntie Karen, you should really think about what really happened and just forgive. It's bad to hold a grudge. Granted, she accused you and affected your marriage. It really didn't affect your marriage because you and Ray is still together. So people will throw things at your marriage to break y'all up. But if y'all have a strong foundation, nobody can break y'all. Nobody. Period. So I wanted to talk to y'all about that. And since yesterday was, Martin Luther King Day, Martin Luther King, I wanted to give a motivational quote from Martin Luther King. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, y'all, keep moving. That is from Martin Luther King Jr. I hope y'all have a blessed day. Thank y'all for listening. I appreciate my followers. If you are not following, please follow my podcast. That's how you become bigger and better. I mean, if you listening, I have so many listeners, but not enough followers. Y'all click the button. It's so easy to just click the button. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. And leave a review. Come on, y'all. Support y'all sister in this season. I bless y'all and I pray that y'all have a wonderful day. Thank y'all for listening.